Okay, welcome back to the Bubble Daddy Soap YouTube channel. My name is Trevor, and this is my second batch of the day, and we gotta work quick on this one because it's gonna accelerate. Today I am making my Rule of 3 soap, and it uses the Karma fragrance oil, the Lush dupe from Crafter's Choice. That's Wholesale Supplies Plus's brand. So my oils and my lye are both sitting at right around 120 degrees. They are both within 10 degrees of each other. And I've gone ahead and added some white mica to this to give myself a nice even base to work with, because my soap batter is very, very yellow if I don't. So I'm going to go ahead and add this down the neck of the stick blender. Just like that. And then I'm going to get this to a thin trace, and I will be back in a second. Okay, so I've got this to a nice thin trace, and it's time to separate this off into my colorants. I've got Maya Gold, Green Vibrance, and Blue Vibrance over here mixed into some oil. And I'm going to go ahead and separate these off. Okay, now that I've got these separated, I'm going to go ahead and stick blend them in on low. The green is going to turn gray. They always do that, but it will turn back to green once it's done, once it's hardened up. Okay, so I've got these good and mixed in. They are just about ready to go in the mold. The next thing I've got to do is add my fragrance oil. However, since this fragrance oil speeds up trace, I'm going to go grab my mold first and get that ready. Okay, so I'm back and I've got my mold ready to go. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add fragrance oil to each one of these. I'm just going to eyeball it. This batch actually takes the entire bottle, so we've got that going well. Once I add these, I'm going to start stirring, and then I'm just going to start pouring. I'm going to do a drop swirl in this, but I'm going to have to work really quickly, so I'm not going to do much talking while I do this. Okay, time to move, people. I'm really excited for this soap, though. I really love the smell, and this color. I've been wanting to see what I've seen the Maya Gold mica used as a mica drizzle before, but I've never actually seen somebody use it in soap, so I wanted to try it out. Right now, it's kind of a pretty butterscotch color. I wonder what color it's going to turn once it's splashed a little bit. Yeah. Good thing I've got my protective gear on. Once it's gelled, because I am going to encourage this soap to gel. I do like the brighter colors that come from a gel phase. So this is going to sit insulated overnight, and then after about 24 hours I usually take the insulation off and let it expose to air. I find it helps it harden up a little quicker. Okay, time to pour. Trying my level best to not pour this down the side of the mold. It can be a bit of a challenge sometimes. Oh yeah, that's turning like a nice butterscotchy color. That's going to be pretty. And this, I know right now this looks kind of like a baby food green color, to put it generously, but once it's cut, once it's hardened up, it will not be that color anymore. And yeah, I guess this is accelerating a little bit, but not to the point where I can't handle it. What color were we on? Green, I guess. I don't know, at this point we're going, everything's pretty random. So yeah, there it goes. You can see it starting to thicken up on me. But that's fine, because drop swirls don't have to be perfect. I don't need to go back and swirl through this to make it look nice. It's going to look nice all on its own. Oop, that just slopped right on out of there, didn't it? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and try to get the rest of that. And then I'm going to try to use some of this green to break up the gold a little bit, because there's a big old honk of gold right there. If you like gold, you can, I don't know, make an entirely gold bar of soap, I guess. No shame in that. Okay, so now I've got most of the soap in there, so what I'm going to do right now is tamp it down. Just like that. And that's going to even out the top a little bit. And then I'm going to take my colors and I'm just going to scrape out the bowl. I'm going to grab a pipette and just swirl my way down the top like I usually do with soap in this particular mold. I just want to give it a little fascination along the top. Okay, then I'm going to take a paper towel and wipe down the edges of the mold, just like that. And then for a finishing touch, I'm just going to spritz this down liberally with some rubbing alcohol. Okay, so this is going to set up for 2 days and then I will be back to cut it. I will see you then. Okay, so it's been a couple of days and it's time to give this one a cut. It's actually been about 4 days, but let's see what it looks like. And of course, it stayed down in there. Let's get that out. Oh, that's pretty. That came out nice. I'm excited. Of course, the last few of those came off a little thinner, and those are not going to be sold. Those will be cut up for samples, or we'll keep them and use them, because I actually made this soap initially just for us to keep around the house, so that we had a nice soap to use. I make a bath bomb that goes along with this one, and it turned out so nice. I decided to film it just in case it turned out well, and it did. It turned out pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna actually turn this around. Do it this way, because I think it'll be more even if I do it that way. Okay, so that's the Karma soap cut, or the Rule of 3 soap. It uses a Karma dupe from Wholesale Supplies Plus as a fragrance oil. It should be in the store on March 1st. That's going to be bubbledaddysoapcompany.com. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more content just like it multiple times a week. And if you want notifications when I post a new video, please hit the bell icon down below and leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. So, that's me, that's Trevor from Bubble Daddy Soap Company, and I will see you next time.